A few weeks ago, I made a video on how to build a SuperSaw patch. And that was a lot of work. There was a lot of tweaking. And so today I want to talk about this concept of foundational patches. Now, the idea of a foundational patch is very similar to a template, which is that you get a really complex sound and you save it, and that becomes a starting point for all of your other sounds. So today I'm going to build 4 patches out of that one SuperSaw patch. There's a card above if you want to check out the original video, but let's take a look at how we can do that. So here is the original sound. Just your typical SuperSaw patch, but from that I made this bass sound, this glissando lead sound, this mono lead, and this brass patch. So let's break down how to do this. Now, I built these with Ableton's built-in analog. So that's a subtractive synthesizer, and we are basically performing subtractive synthesis on a patch now instead of just on waves. So here's my sound. So to transform this into a bass sound, all I really need to do is pull these frequencies down to about 200, drop down the resonance, and then pull off a little bit of the envelope, and then I'll finally just bring that down. And there you have it, that quick. Now, if you really wanted to get into the details, it probably would be worth throwing a utility plugin on the end of this and just clicking the mono so your bass has just a little bit more punch. All right, let's make that glissando lead. And this one's really fast to do as well. First thing that you'll need to do is go over here to volume, and where you see voices, you'll click mono. And then over down here where it says gliss, you'll turn that on. And it actually needs a little bit more to kind of sing the way I want it to. And there you have it. There's your glissando lead. Delete that. And then to make it mono, you can kind of do the same deal here where you'll go in and from voices choose mono, but you won't turn this on. And the plus of that is you can hold down one key and sort of play a line based just on that. So something like that, really quick and simple. And brass, which is maybe the most complex, and still isn't that complex. So the first deal with brass is that we want to make this sound mono, which we can do pretty quick by coming over here, clicking on this quick routing so that it's all going out of our pan. We'll make that mono as well. And then for each of these oscillators, we want just a little bit of a pitch envelope because that's sort of like a brass sounding thing. We don't want to hear it that much. So I pull that down to about, usually pull it a little lower, 20%. And then we'll do the same thing here in the opposite direction. And then in our filter, we're going to bring this envelope down. But we're going to turn our key tracking so that we get a little more openness in the top. And we're going to put our attack to what I like to call the breath attack, which is about 100 milliseconds. And we're going to make our amp decay just a little, release rather, a little bit shorter. And we need to make this still a little bit less. Oh, there we go. All right, that is it, friends. That is how you make 4 patches from one foundational patch, or the SuperSaw. Now, on the screen right now, I've got some links to the other videos in this series, so go ahead and click on the one that is most relevant to you. And I also have a link on the screen right now for my entry-level sound design course, which is a really reasonably priced course that gives you all the basics on building patches. I can't wait to see you guys next week. Thank you, as always, for watching.